All right, it's that time again for the Big Three. I'm Heather Harrington along with Will West. And Will, jumping right in, we had the NFL draft over the weekend. We've all broken down who we think were the winners, the losers of the draft. But one of the big things coming out, Mitchell Trubisky going to the Chicago Bears. You know, they paid a lot of money to a guy named Mike Glennon to play the same position of the guy they just drafted.
And it doesn't cost him a lot to get out of Glennon's contract after this year, but Glennon is on the books for this season. He's going to make $14-15 million to be the quarterback while Mitchell Trubisky is eventually going to be the guy. He says that he feels cheated on by the Chicago Bears. That to me is a little bit weird because I look at it and say you're going to get paid twice as much as you did as a backup to be a starter when you've proven nothing anymore. I'm sorry, if the Bears are handing you that kind of money, smile, take it. It's also Mitch Trubisky you have to beat out.
Okay, the biggest thing is, does he feel Taylor Swift needs to write a song cheated on?
He does, yes.
Because he was at the Bears' official draft party, and they gave him no heads up that they were going to draft a quarterback with their number one pick. Awkward.
That is awkward. They also didn't tell the head coach they were doing that either, and he was apparently not happy about it himself.
Okay, question number 2. How late is too late to jump on the Preds bandwagon?
Game 7, a minute and a half left in the third period of the Stanley Cup Finals. That's when it's too late.
but all before that, you can jump on.
Look,
okay,
either you're at Preds games or you're not a Preds fan if you live in the state of Tennessee. So I think it's cool that the state's getting behind them. For the most part in Tennessee, we don't have an NHL team. Most people don't. Yeah. So I think if you want to jump on the Preds bandwagon, do you enjoy yourself?
One of the biggest things, I think, if they make it to the Western Conference Finals, that's when you need to buy the Hatter
t-shirt.
When
you buy? Okay.
Yeah, that's when you get on the bandwagon. And P.S. Fan fangs. Are
they still doing that for real?
Oh, yeah. It's great.
Is it great?
I love it. All right, now with Nick Saban's raise, first of all, what do you think about that? That's a huge chunk of change they are paying to play football.
Here's the thing. If our bosses didn't have to pay us anything, they could all make millions of dollars too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. You and Josh worked for free.
Yeah, if we all worked for free and labor all worked for free, your boss out there could make a ton of money as well.
See, and you just fed right into my point because the biggest thing that this drives is the conversation on amateurism and amateur athletes. With coaches' salaries now getting so far out of whack, you're only going to see that conversation get to a boiling point to where something's going to have to be done about it. Where do you think now Butch falls? Does it just skew it so high, like the bell curve doesn't really apply now with Butch's salary and Nick Saban's being so far out of whack?
I think Butch is adequately compensated. I don't think he's overpaid. I don't think he's underpaid. He's getting paid what he deserves based on him being in the SEC and being at a school like Tennessee. If you look at Saban's salary, $7.15 million is about what he was making before. Yeah. He just got a $4 million signing bonus. So the thing I think that Saban will change and this contract will change about the coaching game is you'll see Bob Stoops, Urban Meyer, you'll see all the big coaches when they sign a new contract or a contract extension, they'll get a multi-million-dollar signing bonus on top
or
of
one
the
of those
salary
loans
that it is
they
right
don't.
now.
Yeah, or one of those loans they don't have to pay back.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, good on that, tax guys.
Yes.
Yeah. Trump approves. No, and last but not least, it's time for our extra credit question. Let me set the table for you, Will. So I'm perusing a little Facebook action, and I happen upon someone I knew in a former life, back in college. Still rocking the college profile pic.
Ooh.
What is the statute of limitations for your social media profile pic? Not for pics in the past, but for your profile pic.
For your profile pic, I think 5 years. That's the statute of limitations.
That's generous.
I will say this, though. Mine's currently longer than 5 years old, and every time I change it, people get mad at me and say, I like the old pic. Where'd it go? So I just end up changing it back. But it is more than 5 years ago, but I'm thinner now than I was then, so that kind of doesn't count.
Okay. Now, how do you feel about the Bitmoji? I like the Bitmoji.
I'm okay
profile.
with the Bitmoji if you want to go that far. I don't know how to find one necessarily because I'm technologically challenged, but I like the idea of the Bitmoji anyway.
The biggest thing is if you have had a 50-pound swing.
Ooh.
If you have lost all of your hair, or if it is older than 3 years, I'm sorry, you got to update.
Or if it goes gray. If it goes gray, I think you need to change it as well because you can't misrepresent yourself. That's the biggest thing.
That is false advertising. That's going to wrap it up. That's another episode of The Big Three.